Hi, everyone. I'm Cassandra. In case you didn't know, I'm the head of community at NightCafe, and I am so excited to have you guys join us for this hands-on workshop, which is celebrating the launch of Seedream 4.5 on NightCafe. We love doing workshops. We haven't had one in a little bit, but we love to do this because our community is just so active, vibrant, and it just really gives everyone the chance to experience and experiment with these models hands-on and bring their ideas to life and get the best results possible. So we're excited to be partnering with ByteDance for this session. And we're happy to have Xiao Yu on. She is the head of product at BytePlus in the ByteDance group. This is the powerhouse behind the ever popular Seedream models. So thank you for joining us today to give us deeper insights on the model. Before we begin, I want to just give a few housekeeping items. So first thing, the session is being recorded. I know this is live right now, but I know there's going to be a lot of people who have already mentioned they won't be able to make it. So this is just so we can post it on our YouTube in the coming week. And then also the second thing, you're going to be able to submit questions throughout the workshop in the chat. So we'll answer as many as we can at the end of this session during our Q&A. And then the last thing, as was mentioned all over the place, you get free credits for attending so that you're able to actually create with us during the session. So make sure you stick around to get those. So today we're covering what's new in Seedream 4.5 and how it actually performs in NightCafe, the real day-to-day workflows that creators look for that Seedream 4.5 excels in, and then also, lastly, a live demonstration within NightCafe with a workthrough for today's sponsored daily challenge theme. So as I did mention before, we're going to be answering some of your questions towards the end of the session. So make sure you submit your questions throughout the presentation using the chat function so that we can answer them. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's get started, guys. First thing here, before we actually get into the live demo, are you guys able? Okay, sorry, for a second I glitched there. Before we actually dive into the live demo, are you able to tell us what's actually new in Seedream 4.5 and what creators should expect right away when they try the model?
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yes, thanks for the introduction. So I'm Xiao Yu. You can also call me Caitlin. So I'm the product lead in BytePlus and looking after the Seedream models. And we are part of the ByteDance group. Very happy to be here with you. So regarding the improvements and also what are the highlights for the Seedream 4.5, so this model is a comprehensive in refinement of our previous version, the Seedream 4.0 models, and the creators can see that you will see the clearer visuals and also stronger renderings and more realistic proportions and much cleaner layout. We use the 4.5 models. And also the 4.5 models follow the instructions more intelligently. That means you don't have to give a very detailed or very complex prompts, and you can still get a very pretty good result, which makes things easier for the users to create. And it is also brings you very nice aesthetics with great lightings and compositions. And I think overall speaking, the aesthetics part for Seedream 4.5 has been improved over the previous versions. And then so it's more controllable, and it's more polished, and also very applicable for a lot of the scenarios, not only the creative designs on creator tools, but also can be used for advertisings or e-commerce or other scenarios.
Amazing. Thanks for giving that to us. I actually just remembered I put together a slide deck so we can accompany that with this. And I forgot to share it. I'm sorry about that, guys. So let me put that together because this is actually going to complement the questions that we're asking very, very well, perfectly, I should say. And then I just want to make sure it is set to single page. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Okay. So after that question, another thing I wanted to ask was why these improvements matter for everyday creators like the ones on NightCafe, and what problems this version solves for creators like us.
Got it. So this upgrade is based on the feedback we collected from our creators communities and also from our clients in various industries. So, for example, they are looking for a consistent subject across multiple image, and so they can create better storyboardings and also create portrait images, and also they want to have accurate face and clear face, even though when the face proportion is very small in the picture. So that's also an issue that we saw previously, and so this has also been improved significantly. So I think a lot of these fixes or improvements are very useful. I think one more thing that was mentioning is about the multi-image fusions. So previously, right, when you upload like 5 or 10 images, I mean only the first 2 images and makes more significant influence on the result. But with more with this version's upgrades, and it is able to understand the multiple images much better, and then the fusion result is also much better and more stable. Yeah. And then last is about the text. So this is quite easy to understand because for the advertisement or any other industries, right, text rendering is very important topic. So this version has a clearer text rendering, so you can use it for posters or product visuals. Yeah, and this is also very good help for those kind of users and clients.
I did notice the text was much better. I noticed the text was much better right away. So if you can see in this slide that I put together, I gave it the same prompt. I wish I would have put it on here. I have it somewhere. I can share it afterwards. But it was a very basic prompt, giving it these, to make these signs, and they're both really great. The colors are great, but yeah, you can see that the 4.5 model handled it much better than the 4.0. They're both so good, but yeah, I was kind of surprised at how much better it was. It's very good.
Later on, I can also share some of the slides if we have time.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, the next thing that I have here actually is about the leaderboard ranking for Seedream 4.5. Right now I think it's number 5. I have it here on this slide. It's performing competitively on the text to image leaderboards for layout accuracy, realistic rendering, and also not to mention it's priced significantly lower than Nano Banana Pro. So I think this is making it one of the most accessible models that we have at the moment. So why do you think that is? The placement, the ranking?
Yeah, so there are 2 leaderboards that has scored Seedream 4.5. The first is about the LM Arena leaderboard, which is the one that you have shown here, and it has text to image leaderboard and the image editing leaderboards, right? And there is another one called artificial analysis, and maybe you can check it out as well. For artificial analysis, if you look at the image editing leaderboards, so it's currently number 2 for Seedream 4.5. So I think most of the improvements for 4.5 is on the image editing side, very significantly improved. So I think for the leaderboards wise, it actually helps the creators. It showcase about the capabilities of multi-image consistency, and also the original image preservations and realistic proportions and layout and so on. And it is also people has been comparing us with Nano Banana, the 1 and 2, I mean the pro version and the non-pro versions, and we can also see that it is performing quite well in a lot of the scenarios. It's getting very high quality results, which sometimes surpass the Nano Banana 1 in a lot of the scenarios. And then even comparing with the Nano Banana Pro versions, we can see a lot of the cases has been handled quite well for Seedream 4.5. Overall speaking, very competitive. And also we have designed the pricing to be is very affordable. I mean the 4.5 pricing is about is 0.04, like 4 cents per image, and is despite of resolutions, that means up to 4K, and it is still the same price. And you can also upload like multiple image and doesn't add up to the cost. So I think that's a very good thing for the creators because they can enjoy the models without worrying too much about the cost.
Yes. And here at NightCafe, we love to hear when a model isn't too much because usually the cost for a model correlates with the quality. So the higher the quality, the more it costs. But this completely like shatters that assumption. So that's so cool. Very cool that we, were able to experience that. Okay. Well, since you were talking about Nano Banana Pro, for someone choosing between Seedream 4.5 and Nano Banana Pro, what's the real difference that they'll be getting?
Yeah, I think Nano Banana Pro is, I have to agree, very strong models, and they perform so well in diagrams, in structured labels or technical precisions and text renderings. So it makes it very good to be used on, like, for example, creating PowerPoint slides, right, and creating reports, those type of like more rigid and more like a working related scenarios. And Seedream 4.5 is an improvement on the previous versions, and it can be used on richer scenes and better lightings, more consistent environment, and multi-fusion, multi-image fusions, and also the stylizations is also very high quality. So I think a lot of the creators use a lot of the models on the market. So I also recommend you to try out 4.5 for creative scenarios, for those related to portraits or for digesting multiple images. So those are the highlights of the 4.5. So it's actually in those type of scenarios you will see like as high as performance as Nano Banana Pro. Yeah, with just like much cheaper, affordable pricing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's where like I love NightCafe for that because we are always trying to get the newest and best models out. So, we have them all available to try side by side with like the same prompts. You just select the different model, which we'll go into later when we demonstrate the actual website. But yeah, definitely agree. Okay. So, moving into the real use cases for creators, our creators on NightCafe, they'd like to know where this model fits into their regular, normal creative flow. So, more like what kind of problems Seedream 4.5 actually solves, like their pain points, if you're able to talk on that.
Yeah. Okay. So for Seedream 4.5, it makes the big scenes look clean and with amazing details. So you can use it to create visuals that requires a very holistic, like a grand shot. And then you can also use it to keep the structures and the buildings realistic. And you can combine several ideas into one prompt with amazing prompt coherence. And then you can use the lightings to get a clearer mode and better human autonomies. So I think for this part, right, it's better for me to show some examples, right? Okay, let me see. Give me a moment. So this is to summarize, right? Seedream 4.5 sharper and have high consistencies and controllable, and yeah, and then it also provides like commercial ready 4K resolutions. Yeah, this is like the gist of it. And I can here is a videos. Maybe I can play this videos. This is the introductions, and this is a screenshot of the. Can you see the? Okay, full screen. Yeah, this is the screenshot from the artificial analysis leaderboard on the image editing leaderboard. Yeah, so it's currently number 2. And then the key enhancements here. So I can share some of the examples here. For example, I talked about multi-image fusion, right? And this is a really good example where I uploaded 3 persons, and these 3 persons, they are like different gender, different characteristics. And previously, right, when I tried to use 4.0 to fusion and come up with a group photos, is it always mix up with different faces. Like it doesn't look like the original users at all. But for this version, right, you can see that their facial characteristics and their others bodies consistency are very high. And it does understand all the 3 users being uploaded in these pictures. And then the text renderings. So I also attach an example where you can generate, for example, here a marshmallow care guide, and is able to generate a clean and functional infographic instruction card accurately. And you can also use it for other languages, but I think for English and the Chinese, the accuracy are higher than the other languages. And then these are more examples about how we can render the face very, very accurately and extract the makeup for the second face and apply on the users. Yeah, there are more
Very
examples.
cool.
Yeah, so this is all about how it understands the spatials precisions, right? For example, this bag here, right? Sometimes when we try to generate a combined like AI try-on images, the item is the size of the item does not make sense, right? Because it's either like too big or too small and does not fit into the spatials. I mean, for the models previously, right, it was quite difficult for the model to understand how big should this handbag, right? And what is this how this bag should be wear on the body, right? So all this type of knowledge has been enhanced in the current versions. So when you ask the model to generate a combined image with like the model carrying the bag or sitting on the chair, so the proportion of this of each of the item of each of the characters are making more sense and is more realistic. Yeah, and here has more examples about the prompt controls and the logical knowledge. So for example, you can ask the model to come up with recipes, right? And you don't have to give too much information because it comes with some knowledge and it's backed up with some knowledge, and that is also making this model more powerful. Not just image generation models, but also comes with its own thinking process, and and it also it can help you to expand your prompt and make it into the image that is provides more informations. Yeah, I think similar is a bit similar to like Nano Banana Pro, right, where it comes with the knowledge backup. But I think 4.5 is working hard and developing towards that directions. And it also has certain type of certain degrees of capabilities in the knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, these are just some of the examples in different real-world applications like e-commerce or like cartoons or photographies, designs, and advertisement and so on. Yeah, this is the pricing, and here are just more examples. I think this is also quite cool about the stylization. So Seedream has always been very good at doing stylizations all the time, even in the 4.0 versions. First of all, it understands the stylizations. If you tell that the Seedream about help me to create a clay style or 3D pixel art styles, right? Understand what does this style mean. The second is about you can provide the image, like for example, in this example, I can upload this styles of image. It's a very specific style. I don't know the name of it, but you can still generate similar styles by just uploading the reference image of this style. Yeah, so it is also easier for the creators because they don't have to train so many LoRa's, right, for each of the styles. And they just need to upload a reference image of this desired styles, and they can generate a very consistent styles. Yeah, and the 4Ks, not to mention, and then it also expanded the batch image generations where you can do story-driven images. And you can use it for posters, designs, where it has the strong editing capabilities. You can design different layouts with one prompt. Yeah, and these are some of the community user showcases. I still haven't got their authorizations, but I actually searched online and just on X, and I saw a lot of people posting very good like showcases of how do they use 4.5, and just these are just some of the examples. Yeah, and here are some of the industries for where we can see that Seedream 4.5 can be used, like I think the creator platforms, advertising, marketing, and AI assistant and companions. Yeah, AI try-ons. Yeah, and also short dramas, and design and creative agencies, and also the more advanced use cases, for example, medias and film, animations, gamings, and so on. Yeah. Okay.
That is impressive. I didn't realize what the limits were for this. I think especially like the thing that sticks out to me is the LoRa's, because on NightCafe, it's a pretty big endeavor to train your own LoRa, you know, with the choosing the photos, actually waiting for it to train and everything. So I think that is so cool. You're able to just input, you know, a reference image and then it's able to create it so well. But all of those examples are insane to me. And I'm sure so many other people. I see the chat. It says pretty cool, awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. Well, I think that with listing out all those capabilities, this actually is a good segue into the next portion of the workshop, which is the challenge walkthrough. So let me just, I can share my screen for this. It's just a photo to go with what I'm talking about, really, just so people have something to look at, you know, other than just listening to me talk. But let me put that on. Okay. So if you guys haven't already seen, the daily challenge for today is a sponsored challenge by Seedream 4.5. So it's a Seedream 4.5 model only challenge. The theme is Lost Places Reconstructed. So when you think of a lost place, I don't know, like it sounds kind of vague, but I think the direction around this was more places that we all know. So like very well-known old places like the Colosseum or like the ancient pyramids in Mexico, places like that. So a place with a story tied to it. And like I said, maybe it's a well-known landmark that collapsed over time, or it's a city that only lives in legends, like Atlantis that I put here. But I mean, there are so many examples. My Aztec pyramid example, it could be a village that nobody's seen for generations. But the whole goal of this is to take one of these well-known places and give it a new form. So it can stay as close to the original, or it can go completely to the other way, like somewhere unexpected. But I think what matters most is that the viewer or the voter recognizes the idea of something rediscovered and revived. So, like including the original elements of this place, I think is pretty important. And I have the feeling that well-known landmarks are going to perform best in this challenge. That's just an assumption from me. So my advice is to stick to something that a lot of people will be able to see and then recognize right away, or don't. It's really up to you what you want to submit. But yeah, that's just my advice. So yeah, I am curious, since a lot of people struggle with scenes getting messy and kind of muddy, with details. You had mentioned that Seedream 4.5 really excels at creating grand cinematic shots. Maybe you can touch on why this model is going to be good for this type of theme.
Yeah, so for the cinematic shots, right? I think first of all, when we train the models, we have more knowledge and backgrounds in those fields, and we have also been and a lot of our users, right? Because as a ByteDance companies, we have other consumer-facing business, for example, the Dreamina platforms and also the CapCut, and we have been working on video generations for AI video generations for very long times. So that has accumulated a lot of knowledge and the insights in this field. And then this models is quite good at creating things that you cannot see in the real world, like in the dynamic, in those imaginaries and the fantasy related topics. Yeah, if you go to, for example, the arena leaderboard, you will see them at the leaderboard rankings, right? They actually gives you options on the different scenarios, right? If you go to the fantasy or those type of scenarios, you will see our ranks actually get increased. So it varies per different type of use cases.
Yeah, I cropped those out just to try and make it fit on the slide. But yeah, I thought that was a really interesting filter you could go through. Okay, well, with that said, and the vetting of 4.5 being a good model to use Seedream 4.5 for this, we can start heading to NightCafe and doing a live walkthrough with Seedream 4.5 on the site. So I'm going to switch over to the website and start building. So you can follow along, or you can just watch if you want. So let me do that real quick and switch my screen. Here we are. This is, I don't know if there's any new people in here, but I am still going to explain. This is the homepage for NightCafe. When you get here, there's going to be a mini studio. But I always like to go straight to the, I don't know if we have a name for it. Is it just the studio form? The big studio? Not sure, but this is where you're going to find all the settings for models, all that kind of stuff. So now that you guys have unlocked your freebies, which by the way, you get 5 to create for the daily challenge, but since you're here, you also get 5 for being part of the workshop so that you can co-create with us. So now that you have those, I want to walk through the first prompt, which was my Coliseum rebuild. So going into here, the studio create form, usually when you first log in, it's going to be in the non-advanced mode. So advanced mode off. I always turn it on. Don't feel like you have to. It just adds a few more settings Let me just show you, like advanced prompt editor, which just gives you your presets, because it looks like they disappear when advanced mode is on, but they don't disappear. They're still here. And then there's also some modifiers from different categories. NightCafe favorites. Fun fact, this is actually from like staff. Some of my favorites are in here. Some of the founders' favorites are in here. Also from some of the like oldest users on the site. Some of theirs are in there. So those are fun to play with. And you can also save your own favorite. Don't ask me what I have saved in here. I have too many prompts saved, but you can save your favorite prompts in there as well, just to go back to and refer back to. Before you start creating for any challenge, though, I do suggest you scroll all the way to the bottom, and this is available whether you're on advanced mode or not. And make sure you select under this challenge eligibility option, the daily challenge or whatever challenge it is. And you're going to see that you get a warning right here that this is a requirement to use the Seedream 4.5 model. This is my default model, by the way. So it's going to be selected anyways. But before you even like but generate the image, you'll get a warning. Like if I try to create something, I just want to show you. I get a warning here that it's ineligible for the challenge. So there's like a safety guard in place to make sure that you aren't creating something that isn't eligible. So yeah, make sure you turn that on when you are creating for challenges. And also, just while we're here, I want to show the price comparison for Nano Banana Pro and Seedream 5. So we actually get a free creation because this is my first one of the day. So I'm just going to go through that. And then I get my streak. Yay. Let's see what I get, guys. Confetti. This is totally unintentional. I got a comment. This is like a blind box. It's pretty funny, but so the Seedream 4.5 base creation, which is the high aspect ratio, I think, 2048 by 2048 pixels, it's 4.5 credits. And then for the same thing on Nano Banana Pro, it kicks up to 15 credits. So it's almost 4 times, a little under 4 times the price of it. But the cool thing about Seedream 4.5 is that the aspect ratio doesn't change the price whatsoever. And I have seen in certain models that the aspect ratio changes the price. I'm not sure how that works. It's too difficult for my community brain to understand. I'm nowhere near understanding why that is. But yeah, I think it's cool that doesn't change anything.
Yeah, because
and then the
example, Nano Banana.
Sorry, yeah, maybe
Nano Banana Pro is token-based pricing. So because it's based on the token, so for example, when you upload more reference images, it converts to more tokens, right? And when your prompts gets longer, it also gets more tokens. And the image resolution gets higher, it also gets more tokens. So that is like token-based.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, well, I haven't messed around with it enough to completely understand. And see, I started on NightCafe as just like a regular user. So I'm very much with the crowd where it's like, I don't even want to touch a notebook or like a model, like or code or anything like that. So it's always cool to hear how that kind of stuff works under the hood. So yeah, thank you for telling us. Okay. Oh, one last thing I did want to mention about the freebies. If you're going to be creating with them, they're not compatible with the not base creation. So like this would, if you go to Ultra, it wouldn't be considered a base creation. It would just be high and yeah, just one image at a time. Just so you guys know as an FYI. Okay, here's the actual fun part. We can get on with creating with this prompt. So this is the prompt, or I guess the idea. And sorry, guys, I'm going to move my mic. So sorry if you guys can hear this. I'm going to try to be quiet, not to blow any eardrums out. So the prompt that I want to build off of, or I guess the idea, is the futuristic Colosseum. At least that's what I'm imagining. So let's do a futuristic Colosseum rebuilt in 2200. Glowing neon features and glass panels. Let's do a display and maybe like a hologram walkway. Prompt magic is on, so maybe we can just create one with prompt magic and then one without prompt magic. Like I mentioned before, there's the option for presets. If you're ever like, this isn't snazzy enough and I need something extra, the presets just add an extra little bit of prompt to the end of your already built out prompt to give it some style. But I'm just going to try it without, and then just plain without prompt magic. So let's see. So that's going without prompt magic. Let's do it with prompt magic as well. These are some other creations I had created prior. And yeah, these are Seedream 4.5. These are really cool. And these were made with my suggested prompts. So those are always fun to go through. If you don't know what to create, you should use those. And that was quick. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, this is with prompt magic on, and this is with prompt magic off. So there's a little bit of a difference. I think the prompt magic one has more like extra details. There's like drones in the sky. There's people with VR goggle type things on. I'm not sure. I don't live in the year 2200, but that's what they look like. I wonder what's going on down there, but whatever. Not the point. Not the point. But I like the outcomes. So guys, if you are creating alongside me, make sure to drop yours in the chat so we can see what you're making. Actually, I'm just going to take a second to go through and see if anybody has shared any. Oh, I see one from Angus. He's our founder, the Hanging Gardens of Future Babylon. Very cool. Here's another one, an ancient Indian step well. Beautiful. A lot of people are sharing really cool creations made with it. Here's one from Jupiter Fulminator. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is very cool what you shared here. So amazing. Okay. I don't want to take up too much time going through the chat. I could sit here and chat with you guys for a while, but I won't. Okay. So thank you for sharing those, guys. The next one that I just want to work through quickly is this like cyberpunk-esque Aztec temple. So let's go back here. We're going to do one with prompt magic off and then on again, just so we can see the difference. Let's do ancient Aztec temple. Does anyone else just say all the words out loud when they're typing? Aliens. Glowing. I will go back and fix that. Glowing symbols. Let's do beam of light shooting upwards out of the pyramids. Being used to power up alien ships with dark matter. Let's just mess around with the aspect ratio. This is also, I think I mentioned this already. When you have the advanced settings on, you can do that. So, okay. We went with a 3:2 ratio. Let's just do prompt magic on. My computer's a little laggy, guys. I'm sorry. That was done quick. Actually, very quickly. Let's see. Ah, cool. Here's number one. There we go. My Aztec temple beaming dark matter into the alien ships. Okay, but this one's cool. Prompt magic always just kind of kicks up your already good prompt another notch. So like I was showing you guys. Is this a transformer symbol? I think this is a transformer symbol for sure. But yeah, the prompt magic will just turn an already good prompt into something even more insane. So very cool to see. Okay, this is perfect timing because we only have 10 minutes left, just over 10 minutes. And I want to go over some questions with our guest here. Well, we can. So the first one maybe is for you. It says, can it produce actual characters like Iron Man and Thor?
Oh, this is a tricky question because, first of all, so if first of all, if for the copyright, the IP copyright issue of the generated image is still something haven't been reached to agreement with by all the parties. So as far as what we see is we can see that with some of the prompts you can generate some of those IP characters, right? It still happens. It still happens, but in the training data side, we have filtered out a lot of those IP related data, so it doesn't lead the users to generate a lot of those type of content, right? Try to avoid bridging the IPs, right? However, what we can see is not 100% perfect. Cases still happen. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good to know. Always research your laws in your local jurisdiction to see what you can and can't do. That's what we also urge our creators to do as well. So, yeah, thank you for that. Okay, the second question here. What ratio should my reference be for character features to work the best? So like portrait, half body, full body reference.
For the portrait to be perfect, or what is the requirements here?
They're asking like what ratio should the photo be for the character features to work best? I'm thinking to like transfer them over or use as like a reference image.
Yeah, I don't think there is any like specific ratios that you should follow because it should work in all scenarios. Should, right? But my observation is that, for example, if it's like human characters, or try to make the face of the human characters more visible, right? It's not too small. If it's too small, and then when the generated image may lost the informations, and the faces can have some probability of getting blurred. It's better than previous version, but it's still like not 100% overcoming these issues. So if your uploaded reference image has a very clear face, sharp details, and also the humans, the portraits is clearly visible with a reasonable size, then the output will generally be better.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks for answering that one. I have another one here. It says, I made a photo with Seedream 4.5 high. So they're talking about the 4K resolution, and then prompt to edit. Also at Seedream 4.5. But when I got to submit, it says one of the ancestors of this creation breaks the challenge rules. Why? Okay, this is actually a NightCafe question because I'm not sure exactly why that happened. Usually when you get an error about, like the ancestors about creations or regarding creations, it's because you duplicated something along the lines, like somewhere along the line of creating this image that was made externally on NightCafe. Sorry, I just got a ping. Maybe this is a good answer to that one. But yeah, that's usually why. It's because you will for certain challenges. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up in my brain. For certain challenges, you're not allowed to use creations that are made off of NightCafe. I think all daily challenges, that's a NightCafe rule. So if it senses that anywhere along the creation like evolution chain, then it will disqualify your creation, unfortunately. But if you think that it's done in error, you can always send it through the feedback form and have someone take a deeper look at it, because although it doesn't happen often, sometimes there could be something tripping something up. So yeah, but I hope that answers your question. Sorry about that. Okay, the next question. Are multiple characters supported by Seedream 4.5 in the same prompt? For example, two character reference images doing something together, like a couple or trio walking in the park.
Yeah, I think yes. I've showed some examples. And you just need to tell the models like the guy in the image 1 and the woman in the image 2, right? Just give some description so the model knows which person you're talking about. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, those examples were great. I think that when you went through some of the questions I had myself were answered, like in all of that. I still have to like wrap my head around how much you can do with Seedream 4.5, because yeah, very cool capabilities.
Yeah, and I have prepared more examples. Yeah, just you told me that you'll be more interested in like creative designs, and I have actually requested our internal teams to prepare more creative design related demos. If you have time later, we can go through it.
Yeah, maybe that's something we can do. I think, well, because we have, what is it, 4 more questions to go through, and then we have 5 minutes. I'm not sure if we can just like go through quickly. So the first question that we have left, well, first of the 4 we have left, why don't these advanced models have sound effects? These are image models, so they can't really generate sound effects with them. So that's a quick answer to that. The other question, are the leaderboards something we can see whenever, or is that something just for this workshop? They're always up. And if you just Google AI text to image leaderboard, there's going to be a whole bunch that pop up. But the 2 most popular, what was the one you said you had used?
Artificial analysis.
Artificial analysis leaderboard. And then I was on the Hugging Face Image Arena leaderboard. So yeah, those were the ones you said that were the most trusted. But okay, last 2 questions. When creating custom/unique characters via text to image generation, how can we avoid the same faces? So they're saying like the ethnicity is usually the same when it comes through.
Oh, the two person looks the same, or
Mm-hmm.
oh, I think for this case, right? I think the model mix up with the faces, right? They didn't understand like they're 2 persons and they're different, right? Okay, for people, if you are uploading 2 images and these 2 persons are same gender, similar age, very similar, so it's higher probability for the model to mix up. But you can still improve your prompts and try to describe more clearly so the model can understand who is who, right? And if you are uploading images that with very different person, like different gender, different age, or different aesthetics groups, right? Most likely the model is not gonna to mix up. So I think for you, what you can do is try to just give more descriptions on the prompts in the prompt, so to clearly identify the persons in the image. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I can second to prompt it. Like if you aren't getting the results you want, definitely just include it in your prompt and tell the AI what to make. Otherwise, it's just going to fill in the blank and make whatever it thinks you want. So it's not a mind reader. It is a tool. Sadly, it can't read minds yet, but yeah, maybe one day, huh? Okay, the last question is, in prior models, inserting punctuation around modifiers or randomly throughout the prompt led to different modifier priorities or subtle variances in the visual output. How does Seedream 4.5 interpret punctuation this way?
Okay. Do you have any examples?
I have a feeling I know. I can give you an example.
Okay.
Is it like maybe when you're randomly typing? Okay, no, actually, sorry. The person who asked the question is going to give an example. So great.
So talking about the prompting guidelines, right? So I think for all the models, right, the first few words, sentences makes more affects the results, has a higher priority or more significant impact on the result compared to those at the put at the bottom, right, at the later of the sentence. So the sequence does matter. The most important information should be put in the first sentence. Especially with current prompts that get longer and longer, right? And at the end of the prompts, right, those information might be lost or disappeared. Yeah.
So in this instance, this creator is actually referring to more experimental prompts. So like if you go into the chat and you scroll up, maybe, what is it? Maybe like 10 messages, because the chat's moving kind of quickly, but this example, it's like dashes and numbers and like things like that, underscores and, just like weird experimental prompting. So yeah, I'm not sure, because I don't really know if is that something that the creators of the models test, or is that, because I imagine like the model creators don't really go through experimental prompting. It's more like, if it's making coherent images from the prompts that you're giving versus like giving it a bunch of random numbers and seeing what comes out. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and there is it's like there is a pre-LLM before generating the image. So that means the model will try to understand the prompt first. So if it's not, it's like symbols and does not make any, it doesn't convey any information, then there will be some rewrite for the LLMs, right? That's also making the image model more smart and more intelligent, right? Where you ask simple questions and it can help you to expand the prompt and to make it into infographics, right? That's a very, very good example of how this pre-LM is being used. So I think this is the thing. So it's basically go through a brain first to understand the prompts, to make sense, then the model will try to make sense of the prompt.
Very cool. No, I think that's awesome. That's good to know. I did not know that happened beforehand, because I've also done it where I've just like button smashed and put in random numbers and letters and seeing, what comes out. But yeah, that's cool to know that's what's happening. Like it's rewriting beforehand. But okay. We've hit our hour. I'm not sure if you want to go through those examples still. I have time. If you guys can say in the chat if you guys are interested, because I love to see.
Yeah, here are some of the examples. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So just put some random examples that fall into these categories, like concepting, storyboarding, illustrating books, and other types of examples. So, and I find some of those results are quite surprisingly good. And like, for example, this one, right? It's turn the image. This is the image, right? This is like the hand drawing and turn into the hyper-realistic 3D CG character renderings. And this is what you get, and with the 2K result, right? And we see, okay, the lot of the details, and it's also quite realistic. Yeah, I think this is one example. And the other is about storyboarding, right? Where I want to produce a concept sketch with 2x3 grid layout and showing these narratives. So this is the sketch. Yeah, so I think the details, okay, I can't zoom in. Okay, can you see? For example, here, looking at the details of this sketch, I think it's quite high qualities, and also it does follow the provided narratives like a white shoot of an ancient magic forest and so on. Yeah. This is also 2K resolution result. Yeah, this is an example of the grand shot, right? And transform this rough sketch. This is the sketch, okay, these two sticker men, and transform it into a high budget cinematic concept art, high budget. Yeah, very interesting descriptions and realistic cyberpunk styles. And this is what you can get here. Yeah. And then, yeah, this is also a quite interesting example where I provided this hand drawings, right? It's a storyboard and showing the 3D game storyboard sheet, and it has 16 separate panels and with a specific styles. And here it is, right? So this is generated at once. That means this is one image, right? So this is a 4K, and it can generate all the 16 images of this that following strictly with the storyboard. For example, this guy here, right? This is the second row, the second image. And if you look at the original image, right, this is the guy. Yeah. Okay. And then we can do this illustrating books. Like this is the characters, and I want to use the character in the image as the character of the stories, and divide it into 9 scenes, and this in 3D rendering styles and so on. And I can generate a story and consistent characters, right? Yeah. Yeah. So this is the result. Yeah. Okay. And
that's impressive.
Yeah, and it can also generate a bunch of images at one time. So, for example, generate 9 images with the style of ink wash painting, and you can and all this. Oh, sorry, all these 9 images are generated at streaming that at one time, like one by one, with one prompt. So this is the examples, right? Yeah. Okay. And this is for 2K. And there are more other examples like 10 the broom of this character and into a magic staff and like this. And pixel styles, art game assets, and in painting and out paintings. So for example, based on the image, and this is the original photos, right, of this house, and you can base on the image and zoom out to reveal a vast pictures of this landscape. Yeah, and we can get this. Yeah. So here are the examples for the creative design.
Yeah, thank you for showing that. That is so cool. And I think especially for our community, like that creative angle, it's much needed, like the explanation and all of that. So yeah, thank you for those examples. And thank you for hanging out with us a little bit over the time as well. But with that, I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I know we all have things to do. It's Friday for you. It's Thursday night for me. I have some kiddos to get to bed and make sure they brush their teeth before everything, before they go to bed. But pretty much that concludes the workshop. So thank you all for joining us today. And thank you, Caitlin, for joining us. Yeah, and thank you for walking us through how Seedream 4.5 works behind the scenes. Thank you. Of course. And if you guys didn't get your credits, make sure to do that. I think they might still be available. Maybe not. Sorry, maybe that's bad advice. But if you did create with us, make sure to submit to the daily challenge because we just can't wait to see what you create with everything. But okay, go have fun exploring Seedream 4.5 and good luck in the challenge. That concludes everything. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.